So it has happened. The channel finally reached 1,000 subscribers, which was a very good goal for me to acquire, to reach, and I am happy that happened. But let me tell you some of the background stuff about it. So when I initially did the past video on privacy tech and DeGoogled creators that you should follow, beautiful. I thought it was great. I shared a lot of great resources and learned about some other resources that people have been sending. Someone mentioned about I guess that comment has been removed. So someone mentioned the hated one, right? And now in this video, I supplied all the different links for all the different channel creators that you can go ahead and follow, and I hope that you have followed them. But when someone mentioned the hated one, definitely that broke the whole exponential growth of the subscribers. Now the subscribers that I was able to get within within a month, it was like almost 950 subscribers. Following that, it was like barely a few subscribers a day. And literally, like, if I almost got 1,000 subscribers in a month, the next 100 subscribers, that took another month to reach. So that definitely gave me a real awakening that you do get shadow banned on YouTube. They do try to block this information, and if you talk anything bad about Google, where I used to work, then they're not gonna like that. And definitely I've noticed that in my subscriber rates. Nevertheless, I'm so happy that there's still subscribers coming, and I am happy that you're sharing this information. I'm happy some of the comments I've been getting back as a result of these videos. I really hope that these are helpful. Now, going towards the future, obviously, like, I have more content in my mind that I want to do than I have time for. The past few weeks I've just been coding away on a video editing plugin that is going to be very needed for a lot of video editors. And I'm not even a coder, but I'm just like hashing away a bunch of AI prompts and stuff, hopefully that I could get a working script. But either way, like, what is happening today is crazy. One thing I've noticed a lot is a lot of the European companies, they're doing this hard push for using European-based products, you know, with the big tech not being trusted anymore, and most of that big tech companies are from the United States. They're like, hey, why don't you stop using that and use this instead? Stop using that and use this instead. Tutanota made a very great article about, hey, like, this is why you want to stop using all the American-based big tech companies and all the alternatives that you can use in order to just support European privacy-respecting companies. And I think this is great. It definitely opens up a lot of competition. It definitely puts all the other companies on alert, the big tech companies, and to just basically do more practically ethical business and not exploit users' data. So with that, like, I am happy that this is happening, and I'm happy there's a lot of awareness being raised about it. It definitely confronts people in a way to really make a choice. Do you want convenience? Which people pay for convenience. Yes, someone mentioned that in the comments. People pay for convenience. I understand that. But there's a certain category of people, and greater awareness of it day by day, is that people are okay to give up some of the conveniences of big tech stuff and use an alternative privacy respecting product. And that I'm very fond about. We're so used to everything being fastly acquired that we don't really spend time to take control of our own lives. We trust that to be done by someone else. We trust some of our life's complexities, schedules, and whatever, photos to be managed by someone else. But when you truly take that initiative and own your own data and not share that with any big tech platforms, it's a really cool process, because as you do it, you learn some technical skills that you probably have never learned before. And it's actually very beneficial because, it's not being exploited. So that said, yeah, thank you so much for the 1,000 subscribers. I'm looking forward to get another 1,000 and 2,000, whatever. Either way, it's been very good, and I thank you so much for your support. And all the haters that don't like me talking about those communists, hey, I'm sorry, this might be not the channel for you, because someone who came out of former Soviet Russia, who was born under the Soviet Russia, lived through Soviet fall, and then saw the results of what decades of communism did to the whole Russian and Slavic culture. Like, look, I want nothing to do with it. Soviet communism is the most demonic system of government, apart from other radical religious governments that are currently out there. It is the most demonic form of government, and I have no sympathy to communism. So if you don't like that, man, this is definitely not the channel for you. But if you support it, hey, please share these videos. Either way, like, why I even made this channel is that as a Christian who uses big tech platforms, hardware, software, apps, I struggle with the potential reality, not if, but when, that Christians will regret using all of these big tech platforms, because there's so much information that is being gathered and collected on us that the Soviet communists, they would have dreamed of this kind of data collection. They would have just loved it so much. And just placing myself, if this technology was existing back then, and me as a Soviet person, or if I was in my mom's shoes, my grandma's shoes, I would definitely not be using this stuff, because I would have known that as soon as I would have said something, or been somewhere geolocation located based on where the churches is, where other Christians are gathering, all this stuff would have been collected and gathered. I would have known that is more interrogation, more threats, and arrests and gulags. Like, this is the reality. Like, I may be very biased in how I approach this, but this is my experience. I worked enough in big tech, liberal big tech, corporate Silicon Valley of Google, and kept myself silent, that this is not a time for me to stay silent about it. If you don't like my direct opinions about it, again, I'm sorry, but putting myself in my grandma's shoes and my parents' shoes, and knowing what kind of tracking capabilities exist now, if they existed then, I would have rethink everything about it. So fast forward to today, my hope is that a lot of Christians take a step back, see the bird's eye view picture, and reconsider what they share and how they use these platforms. It's unavoidable, not if, but when we're, as Christians, going to be persecuted. So therefore, hey, if there is anything that I can do and we can do collectively in order to not be tracked and have all our information be harvested, hey, this is why I want to even do this whole channel, DeGoogled Live, for us to de-Google ourselves, not rely on the big behemoth as Google is, or other big tech companies, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, whoever, but really take an initiative into our own hands, and not set ourselves up for future threats that may happen. Now, it's very interesting, like in the whole political scene, how quickly the tune changed amongst some of these big tech CEOs. All of a sudden, those who were those companies that were very vocal against the current administration, now they're supporting it. Here they are, sitting on their, on his side during the inauguration or whatever. One best way I've heard it explained is that these big tech companies, all they are is just vendors to the government to collect information, regardless which administration is in office. This isn't about Democrat, this isn't about Republicans, independents, libertarians. It's about, freedom. It's liberty in its true sense, like, leave me alone and don't get anything on me. Don't have anything on me, and I don't want anything from you, in many ways. So therefore, this is what this channel is all about. If you're a Christian, I want you to really reconsider of how I use these things. And if you're not a Christian, either way, there's something on you that could be found and be exploited against you, for those who find it worthy to exploit that against you. In this whole thought police, big brother world that we live in. So with that said, I want to leave on a positive note. Hey, listen, like, all this privacy stuff, we can still do our best to live an online, anonymous life, do all these privacy phones. The most important things is our heart clear with the Lord. I've said it in the other video, but are we good with the Lord? There's no privacy that can be avoided. He knows our hearts in and out and through. So seek Jesus, because he's the only hope to an everlasting life. And knowing that if we're clear with him, if we are forgiven in his sight, if we truly recognize him as our Lord and Savior, then we got really nothing to worry about. Let those communists come and shoot us out in our own doors. Let the big tech exploiters exploit our data and then have it be used against us. Hey, as Christians, this we only expect that sooner or later. So with that said, if you got Christ in your life, hey, you don't really have to worry about everything. Don't be too paranoid. Life is good. Go outside for a walk. And nature is beautiful. We can see the highlights, the signature of our Creator and everything that has been created around us. It's beautiful. Life is good. So no matter what happens in the political scene, in the economic scene, our cultural scene, either way, we are good when we're with Christ. Thank you very much for the 1,000 subscribes, and you have a very blessed day.
He began to mumble something as he walked down the street. As you listened closely, you heard the young man sing these words. You could tell he was really troubled. He was saying these words in this manner. He was saying,
Yeah. How many days it takes to get a sinner off his wrong path that eventually turns into living in the God's wrath? When all of a sudden life falls short, but I never did nothing to turn the soul away from sin. It's never late to begin to break through the walls that the sinner is within its control. Dominated, waited to be destroyed, but the warranty that's given is not yet void. To prove the point, look at all the nations and the lives they've been living by God's still got patience as they're holding this poem, singing down to the songs due to their sin. Let us see the grace that abounds them as time is patiently taken away. How many days does it take for God to end it in a way when this falls will flip and we all would trip and fall straight down below the earth's core? After all the time that has been given for us to realize these prophesied words that soon will finalize, but most will feel the warmth of his love. They only trip about the wrath coming from above. He was saying, y'all, he was saying, it's the end of the world. How many days will it take for a nation to awake from the nightmares of darkness of sin they are in? When they will wake up in the morning and crying, only to see that around them more people are dying. The sun stopped shining, the stars fell down, and the moon that has been there is nowhere to be found. Yeah, that might be the extreme, that only at the end of the world will be seen, but check it. The good and bad news are coming, I don't wanna wreck it. If you're not ready to hear it, go ahead and turn off the record. But before making that choice, choosing to neglect it up on the throne of the judge, you either accept that or reject it, just so you know that. Now that you know that, the question is how many days will it take you to react? There is no argument that I'm thinking irrational, judging by the surroundings around us that are actually factual. The wrath of nature. No, of the one above all, in front of whom we fearlessly stand proud and tall. Not for long until the soul gratified, the shamefully humbled at the end of the world. What the young man said as he mumbled. He was saying, y'all, he was saying, it's the end of the world. Check it. We were born with a pathway set towards hell beyond shadow of doubt. He was saying, do you hear to what I say? So you understand well what I'm talking about. He was saying, yo homie, open your eyes please. Don't believe all the panic of last days you see in movies, cause biblically it'd be much worse than you're thinking. Comparing to the lies of the movies that are scripted, it's a crazy apocalyptic event we see in the trends that give us many versions how our love it will end. It's crazy to think that by this we get entertained, but if it becomes a reality in our life, it's God we blame. Letting a tongue loose when this should be tamed, rebelling against God. If we don't repent we'll be shamed. Whatever might come, you think are things you will endeavor to live, but you won't, cause only the soul lasts forever. Only the soul lasts forever.